Kilo fait on m'a tête chocolat. Fine, no bucket. Watch your love for like it. Why not more than your body, chocolate. Bush it in, yeah, imade. Kilo fait. Why now?
Hey y'all, hey. Welcome to Unicorn Straight No Chaser, where you come for the shenanigans, but you stay for the debauchery. You don't see our soft dime here, but the light-skinned man will be joining us shortly, okay? In the meantime, hey Rockstar, ooh, you early. The light-skinned man will be joining us shortly, but in the meantime, of course, I got my right hand all the time. Why don't you go ahead and please introduce yourself, darling?
Hey, I'm Tokyo T. Welcome to the show, guys.
You must be forgetting who you are. You is Kingston Chaos. I ain't hear that. I must be going deaf. I think it's lingering COVID.
Probably.
No, dead ass. I really do think like I had some lingering symptoms from COVID.
Right.
Yesterday I was completely sick. I didn't know why, and today I feel fine. So I don't know what the fuck is going on. But
you probably do. It lasts for a while.
I'm here. COVID kicked my ass, but I'm still here. So I love how we've been doing these shows, and every time we're doing the shows, by the end of the show, y'all giving me ideas in the chat so that we can do our next show. I love it. Keep doing it, y'all, because y'all are inspiring me. So we was doing a show, and I was talking about going to the Dave Chapelle comedy special, right? And we were talking about things that would get us canceled. And I had the bright idea that we should do a show that is completely about inappropriate things, views that would get us canceled, possibly. I don't want y'all to cancel us, but, you know, nowadays you can't say certain things without having consequences for your actions. Even if a lot of people agree with you, somebody's going to be mad. So this is the cancel episode. We want to see if y'all still love us. Or if we ever get famous, this comes back to bite us in the ass. Actually, if we did get famous, I probably would private this and erase it.
Somebody will screen record.
What'd you say?
Somebody will screen record and be like, look what I screen recorded back in the early days.
I don't think anybody is going to screen record us tonight. But if we get picked up, you know, by like a larger platform or something, they might be like, I remember them bitches was saying something real crazy. Yeah, let me go back and find that joint. And then next thing you know, I'm crying and issuing an apology. I'm never apologizing for anything I say. It's not going to happen. So we're going to talk about a whole lot of shit tonight, right? I'm trying to touch on everything. The word retarded, Black people using the word nigga, women that have kids but don't want to date a man with kids. Anything offensive, I want to discuss it tonight. And I want y'all to put y'all offensive views in the comments. You will not be blocked. You will not be kicked out the chat. This is the cancel culture. I will not block you. Jess is not going to block you. Right, Jess?
No promises. That's what that means.
Mark, yes, it is an actual medical term. Anything that you've been wanting to say in a public forum, but you were afraid to say it because you didn't want to suffer the consequences, this is the time. This is the time, okay? We're going to touch on it all. Kanye West, Dave Chapelle, people with proper pronouns, bathrooms, who should be allowed in the bathroom with you, all of that. Rockstar said, yeah, I'm gonna let y'all think y'all safe, but I'm gonna be black and silently. No, that's what we here for, Rockstar. So before we get started with our shenanigans, and if you see a light-skinned man pop on randomly, he
don't be alarmed.
Yeah, don't be alarmed. He's a Negro and he's supposed to be here, okay? Of course, I am Siren by night, your queen of extra, your sultan of shenanigans, your diva of debauchery, and the official HBIC that is going to be here moderating all the foolishness. Hey, Carolyn. Yes. Ready to be inappropriate with us? Please do. Also, I want to give thanks to our editor that is behind the scenes being inappropriate as well. Not our Lord and Savior, but just the best. She is our StreamYard Tech, our editor, my friend, and she's a shady bitch, in case you didn't know. Yes, exactly. Also, in case you didn't know, I am the executive producer for this show. If you have a podcast and it's not gaining visibility, if you want to do a podcast and you don't know how, then you slide in my DMs, not with dick pics, but for business, and we can assist you with that, okay? Also, the co-executive producer for this show is Mr. Brown. How you want to put his picture up when I put my picture up? See? That's what I'm talking about. She's shady.
This you gonna blink it.
Shady. But yes, if you are interested in engaging in shenanigans with us, please hit up me or Mr. Brown. I'm more likely to get your message in a timely fashion. We can assist you with getting your podcast off of the ground, okay? And if you like the debauchery that you see here this evening, please give us poor, struggling content creators stars, a penny, a dime, anything so that we can keep coming to you week after week and being inspired for all things that are completely dark and wrong. So I was going to start with the Dave Chapelle comedy special, but in light of recent events that have been occurring this past few days, we have to talk about the Titan submarine. We got to skip to that, okay? Because we had breaking news. Y'all, when I say that I was having a horrible, no good, very bad day, and someone brought this to my attention about these white people on this. It's not really a submarine. They call it a submarine. We're calling it a submarine, but it's not a submarine. Someone brought this to my attention, and can I say that it brought me a little bit of joy. It brought me a little bit of joy. This is the cancel episode, and so I'm going to say how I really feel. I laughed. I was depressed, and it brought me out of my depression. I know that sounds horrible. But I could not believe it. Rockstar said the memes are murdering me, man. Listen.
Listen, I feel the same way though. Hilarious. I should have sent a picture in the chat because it's a picture that I reposted that took me out for a long time, and I've been laughing at it. And I know I'm going to hell. Like I've been accepting my fate of being a resident of hell when I leave this earth. So it's a picture of a big girl on this little makeshift bike with a little thing on her head.
Yes, and she said she was on her way to find the yellow makeshift bike.
That was it for me.
The memes are fabulous.
That was it.
And I get it, right? We're supposed to be saying it is now presumed. Oh, yes.
Hey.
Our soft Dom Daddy.
I made it.
You just came in time for us discussing Titan.
Okay.
Go ahead and say hello to the people, the ladies in the chat, please.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Soft Dom. Daddy Carty here. I know y'all miss me, but I'm here now, so it's okay.
So since you just jumped in, we're talking about Titan. I decided to go ahead and start with it because that's the topic everybody wants to discuss, especially since it is now presumed that they did not survive and that they lost their lives.
That's a damn shame, for real. And to the folks, to the Black community out there who is just busting all the fucking jokes in the world like these people ain't dead, shame on y'all.
This is the cancel episode. What are you talking about?
I know,
You can't
but
you gonna tell me you ain't
I can wag a finger. Oh yeah, I was fucking dying. But still,
you did not laugh at me.
Can we get like 24 hours? Like
no.
Does Instant Cook?
Heard they did some dumb shit. We reacted
Just because they billionaires. Like
it's because they're billionaires and they should know better.
That's a horrible death. People that have those people with no money. I mean, have money don't.
Fucked up death, but I'm sure they signed a waiver. So
okay, Carolyn, listen.
Yeah, there was no waiver for slavery.
We did not give reparations, and so I'm going to get my chuckles where I can get my chuckles. Rockstar said because they knew they had better shit to do other than that. Who pays to die? They pay $250,000.
White people do a lot of shit. They pay to die when they go fucking skiing, they go rock climbing, they jump out of planes, when they go surfing in sharp affected waters. White people do shit to get them killed all the time. But this one's a little bit different though. Like, ugh.
For Sal got his tiny violin playing.
There's way too many negatives to this though. Like you can't get out, you can't come up, you can't like you went there, that's how you wanted to die. I feel like they committed suicide for real. Because way too many negatives. Won't nobody be able to come get you. You're trapped in here. I don't get it. I feel like this was a suicide thing. Suicide pad.
Did anyone see the bathroom in there?
It's
it's a soda bottle cup.
The bathroom essentially looked like the potties from back in the day with that little cup. I paid $250,000 to sit my ass on a cup with a black curtains and
with a hole this big.
Take a shit or pee. I'm very confused. And then it doesn't have any windows. So they were watching it via a laptop. So you could have watched things via.
No, there's a window. The front part is a window.
No, they said it was no window.
That part right there is a window. The nose.
That thing. You can't. You couldn't.
It's like this big.
They said they had to watch the laptop. Yeah, the bathroom was in the front. And
but
so
why not just send a thing down there and see it from there? Why y'all had to be there? You know what I mean? Like, why y'all had to get in and lock yourselves in y'all coffin? That's what they did.
So
I mean, they're better off just paying Jeff Bezos and go to space. I'd rather spend my money to go to space than go in the fucking ocean.
I'm not getting on a rocket ship either. I'm gonna let y'all white people be great. I'm not getting on a rocket ship either.
I'll get on a rocket ship.
And go
At least
ahead.
I can like float and shit and before I die.
You light skinned, so I can see why.
That's some bullshit.
This is my thing, but in all seriousness, once you reach a certain amount of financial stability, there is nothing else for you to do. There is no thrill in your life. You can go wherever you want to go. You don't have to worry about paying your bills. You don't have the threat of eviction. There is no struggle. You start to think, what else is there for me in this life? I have achieved everything. What else can I do? Right. So I'm gonna go to see the Titanic. None of my rich friends have done that. So I'm going to do that. Like you trying to find a way to feel alive. That's the way I see it. You're looking for some kind of way to feel alive.
Probably some thrill. I mean, go ahead, donate to HBCUs and say feel alive that way.
Like the biggest flex ever. You know, if they survive, if they did survive, it would be the biggest flex.
It would have been.
I saw Titanic. Ain't none of y'all never do that. I guess.
Welcome, Josh.
I saw the movie. Like, bitch, fuck you.
Right, and I'd rather just send a thing down there. Like, I don't know.
Josh said just white people, and crackers, crackering, if you will. Crackers, crackering.
What would they do next?
Their air definitely ran out, but there is new evidence saying that they found debris, and they're more than likely there was an implosion. Jess, can you put the video up so y'all can see what an implosion is and what most likely happened to the little submarine, aka the Magic?
See a lot of people wondering what a submarine implosion would look like. This is an example of what the submarine would look like when it implodes. Absolutely horrifying.
Instant death.
And that's because of the pressure of the ocean and everything, right?
Yes, the water pressure. So more than likely, they didn't get a chance to really feel anything. Yeah, they died. We ain't shit for laughing. Who sent me the video? That's all I'm gonna say. Who sent me the video? Okay. Rockstar says stupid shit. That's what else I can do. That John sung twice is haunted souls on that bitch. Hell no. Welcome. Welcome home, Jack.
all up in David Jones' locker.
Sal said, what do you call a wet saltine in water? I don't know, Sal. Not with the dead juice. Not the night. So I have people at work that were like, this is really sad. And, I don't think you should joke about this. I trolled them all goddamn day. I gave them, blah, blah. I was like, they're dead. I just want you to know.
And 5, 4, 3. Oh, yeah, oxygen out.
Shit, though. Trolling them, you ain't shit for trolling.
That's
trolling
some cold-blooded shit, though.
I'm sorry. Who actually thought they was coming back? Who thought they was making it out of this alive? There was no way they were making it out of this alive, okay? Absolutely not. And people are delusional. And I don't give a fuck about they had a good life. You was a billionaire. You did things that I would probably never do in my life.
And you died.
Except for live longer.
Delusional. And you thought that you were Batman. These motherfuckers thought they were Batman. They said, I got enough money to build whatever I want, to do whatever I want. No, this is not Marvel, baby. It's not DC.
This was way too many negatives, too many things that ridiculous. I don't know how y'all could be sad. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Carolyn, she's waiting on their wallets to float to the top.
Right.
I'm just standing there like,
That's what we can look for. Shit. Social security numbers.
So I quite honestly don't think that they suffered, and I don't wish them suffering.
It is. I mean, the thought of death looming is.
You think? No, I think they had an instantaneous death. I think that it imploded, and that was it.
I think they suffocated and died, and then they imploded. I don't think that they ran out of oxygen probably first, and then they was exerting a lot of energy. I heard they heard banging and stuff like that. I feel like they suffocated. But I feel like in the last moments of suffocation, they thought this was some dumb shit we did. And you know what? We got to accept our fate. I mean,
just a thought alone is like torturing. Like, oh my God, I'm going to die here. There ain't nothing I can do.
Like they suffered. You know what I mean? Once they realized that it was like, yo, nobody's coming. We got this many hours left. The countdown was probably the most suffering thing. The countdown probably was wild.
Boy, we got to cut the fuck out. Like, you a fucking dickhead for this shit.
The owner was in there. I would have been whooping his ass. They probably was in there going whooping his ass.
If that's the case, they probably died sooner, breathing all that extra air and kicking his ass.
Probably.
He was a cocky motherfucker. That's how you know. If you got it near yourself, you was a cocky motherfucker. He thought
he was Batman.
I'm a genius. This will work.
He said, I'm a DC superhero. I have them. He listened
and
to
all I need is a fucking
I have enough money.
Controller, PlayStation 4 controller. We out.
So
it wasn't a PS4 controller. That just was a Wildcats knockoff GameStop controller.
Right. Amazon basics.
It was horrible.
So they're saying that the initial thing that they found was the nose cone, which was outside of the pressure hull. We then found a large debris field, and within the large debris field, the front end of the pressure hull. This was the first indication that there was a catastrophic event. Shortly thereafter, they found a second smaller debris field, and within that, they found the other end of the pressure hull. So once they found all these pieces, that's what led them to believe that, you know, the water pressure caused the implosion. And the stepson is out here living his best life. The stepson is out here arguing with Cardi B. He went to a Blink 182 concert. You know what I mean? And people were upset.
Within the last 24, 48 hours?
Yes.
Hell, he did, but I heard the little interview. He got $100 to his name. First of all, he's poor. Maybe he got life insurance, so he might get a little payout. Is that considered suicide? I don't know. You know what? It's a lot.
You signed a waiver, so no, it's not suicide.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. Hopefully he gets a payout. But he claimed he got $100 to his name. So I'll be made of shit for that. Yes. He gonna see her and leave me. What's his ass and fix that Dreamcast controller.
Rockstar said those sounds y'all heard, they used their last breath to beat his ass. That was his head going upside the
outside the hall.
That was his head going upside the
hair and the paper clip and restore connection for real though. MacGyver that motherfucker.
I don't feel bad that he went to the concert. First of all, that's his stepson. We don't know. We don't know what type of relationship they had. For remind you, this man took his son. His son was on there with him. So maybe he thought he was being smart. Oh, you can't come with us, stepson.
Better you than me.
Stay here. We going down to see the Titanic. Maybe he thought he was doing something to be spiteful, and the son is like, "Ha ha." That's why I'm at this
line. He should be next in line.
Jokes on you, bitch.
Jokes on you. Yeah, exactly. Jokes on you, bitch.
I would have went. He already booked the ticket.
I'm seeing old ass Blink 182.
What I'm supposed to be doing? He's in the ocean. What I'm supposed to do? I got a ticket. I paid for. I got to go to the concert.
Right. The fuck? It's just the most random thing, and you can Google and find a video of them showing a complete interior that he's telling people that he recycle items to make this. He shows the Nintendo 64 controller,
Nintendo 64.
The tiny little cup that they want to piss in. And as far as back as 2018, there has been issues and complaints concerning this, right? So all of this was easy to Google, and they still made this decision. There was another billionaire that was supposed to go on there, and once he, did his research and found out that it was made with recycled materials, he said, "You know what? I'm gonna need you to give me my money back," and he pulled out of it. This is common sense. Okay, so you can have all the money in the world, but if you do not have critical thinking,
look at that thing, Logitech,
baby, and it's wireless.
PS1 controller.
you
going with no Wi-Fi? No, like what the fuck is this?
You're going underwater, and you said, "You know what? Now is the time that I don't need a wire. I'm going to trust this connection." Okay.
My thing is, if you're gonna have it, why don't have a long, hook it to a chain and then drop you down, and they can pull you up at any time? Why put all your faith in that controller?
Some type of buoys on the side to bring them up. That's something I read.
A flotation device that you can blow up in case of emergencies. You gotta have a fail safe.
It was supposed to be some type of measures, but they was thinking that maybe they made it to the Titanic and got caught in the Titanic and wasn't able to float back up, and that was the theories that I was kind of reading about. They made it, got stuck, and that's kind of how they couldn't bring themselves back up.
I believe the pressure hull fell and it imploded, and their water took them out.
It's so far down. Even nuclear submarines don't go that low.
That's why would you? No, that's why I think it's ridiculous. No one can survive that deep, bottom of the ocean. Nobody's made it. You know what I'm saying? So this is a ridiculous situation, and I don't feel bad. They're foolish individuals, and they died how they wanted to. That's all.
Talk about the upper room,
hanging out with Leo DiCaprio and shit.
I hate you so much. Carolyn said, he says safety is a waste. Why are we riding anywhere with this? Yes. Yes. I did read that he said safety is a waste. I don't feel, I'm sorry. I'm finding it hard to find a tear to shed because you had access to the best school in the world and you still made this decision, and I'm just very confused.
I mean, he had money. How long was this corporation open for?
I know that the complaints go back to 2018 with Ocean.
Okay, so 2018, people $250 a head, and you don't think you take any of that money to improve the fucking ship? At least buy a newer controller. Like anything.
The money? That's the question. What was he doing with the money?
He was fucking snorting that shit.
Probably.
Had to be.
Carolyn said this is the 5th grade project.
Yeah.
Science fair project.
For real.
Facebook user says we've seen TV shows, documentaries, that damn 3-hour movie. I don't need an up close and personal view of a graveyard. Right. Said the controller definitely would have been when I tapped out. Exactly.
Even James Cameron.
And it was supposed to only be a few hours. So, to what my understanding is, they only took like sandwiches and some water because they expected to be back fairly quickly. So they also
tea time.
Yeah.
So they had no idea that implosion was possible. That none, like, who was the nigga that made the thing? Was he an engineer, a scientist? Who was he? I don't know. No, he was just a nigga that made a fucking dinghy. That's what he was.
He was not. No, he did not have a degree to do any.
But thinking like my peanut butter and jelly sandwich would be my last meal is fucking crazy to me.
Not a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Well, I'm sorry, they're billionaires, so it'll be cucumber sandwiches. Like, I'd be so pissed off.
And y'all got in this situation where somebody has no training, no education, nothing. I feel no type of way. Foolishness.
So if anybody is new coming into the chest, I just wanted to let y'all know in advance that this is the cancel episode. Okay, we had the idea to do an episode where we speak about any and everything that might possibly get us canceled, but we're going to say how we feel about it today, and hopefully we'll be on next week.
Yeah, there we go.
So any inappropriate ideas or thoughts that you have, put them in the chat. Okay, you will not be blocked. We will not kick you out of the chat.
Very serious what I got to say. Like some crazy stuff.
We live in an age of like a lot of political correctness, and you can't really say anything, which is wild because I feel like my generation grew up on like South Park and
it's fucking annoying.
And now we can't say a whole number of things. And don't get me wrong, I subscribe to some of it. There's some things that I'm like, all right, good. I'm glad that these changes were made. But there's a lot of shit that I'm just like, it's too much. And then there's things that you probably should only say in your home with your friends when nobody is around to document that you actually said that. So the canceling begins with a real or perceived transgression by the cancel entity that the canceller observes and is made aware of, and they deem it to be serious. And so the canceller experiences strong negative emotions such as outrage, disgust, fear, and anger in response to the transgression. Theoretically, anyone can be canceled except Dave Chapelle.
Yeah, he's kind of untouchable right now.
Dave Chapelle,
I agree.
He cannot be canceled. They have tried. He is the inspiration for this show. So his most recent comedy special was called The Lunatics Manifesto, and hopefully y'all all will get to see that soon. He definitely has been involved in a lot of controversy, right? His comedy has always been accompanied by some element of danger, whether it's the threat of arrest or obscenities. You know, back in the day, you could not say certain things. They would arrest you for telling a joke that was too dark. We all definitely would have been locked up. Everybody in this chat would have been locked up back in the day. So comedians had to tread very carefully when they were evoking taboos in their jokes. So Dave, of course, was accused of being transphobic after he made some jokes about transgender people and LGBTQ community in The Closer, his 2021 Netflix special. And then shortly after that, some transgender Netflix employees staged a walkout and protest. A Minneapolis venue canceled his show hours before he was scheduled to perform, and the mainstream media coverage was really, really not kind to him. And no matter what they did, they still could not cancel him. Okay, the efforts were fruitless, and not only is The Closer still available on Netflix, but it was the platform's most watched comedy special of all time and nominated for 2 Emmys. Okay.
I think it won one of those Emmys though. By the way,
he probably.
I might have to look it up, but I think it did win though.
Sal said, "Of course, we would have been locked up back in the day. They would have put us in a small ass shed. 100%, 100%." So here's my question, right? Because he does definitely say things. First of all, I'm a big Dave Chapelle fan. Big Dave Chapelle fan. I love that man. That man can do no wrong in my eyes. Do I support trans people? Yes. I am also part of the LGBTQ community, and he can't do anything wrong in my eyes thus far. But I'm wondering why there's other people that would say some of the similar things and they would be canceled. Like, why do y'all think that he can get away with it and no one else can?
I don't think he's being malicious.
I
don't think whatever he's saying is negative or like it's negative, but it's also not. I don't see hate when I hear him talk about it. Anything like when he's talking about the LGBTQ or trans or something like that, I don't see any maliciousness behind it. I see jokes, I see funny, and then he always brings it back to a certain reason as to why he say it and why we are why are we so sensitive to them and not us. He always has a reason for what he's saying. So I think that's the reason. Like some people just say shit just to be mean and malicious, and so you look at them like, why the fuck would you say that? Like it's the way you say it, how you present it. He doesn't seem like he's saying it in a way that's negative to me.
Right.
He doesn't seem like he's being mean to trans. I don't think that he goes out there and be like, like I don't see any hate in his heart for anybody. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of how I feel about it. And so what? It's comedy. If he's going to talk about everybody, he should have the right to talk about everybody. What's the problem? It's a joke.
No one's off limits.
I don't feel like no one's off limits. Like I don't think he just said some questionable shit.
You ain't see this.
And it's crazy because after you hear it, you laugh, you be like, yeah, that wasn't. I don't think that was right. But then you be like, nah. Like I don't know. It's something about his personality. It's something about how he presents it. It's something about how he says certain things that's not offensive to me. Like. If we equal, we all equal. We all going to be on the same platform. He's going to talk black people, fat people, ugly. Like he's going to do it. Comedy should be a safe space for bullshit. I feel like.
I agree with that. Right. Comedy should be a safe space. Hey Portia, welcome. Happy Friday Eve to you. I agree with you that comedy should be a safe space as long as the things that you are saying is not inciting people to harm someone. You know what I mean? Then I'm okay with it because, like, there's a person, Long Beach Griffey. Anybody who knows who Long Beach Griffey is, he's like a Instagram.
You don't like him.
I don't fucking like him. Yeah, the funny thing is, I used to like him and I thought his skits were funny, but then he had a few times he was doing this thing of these skits about only liking white women, and then he did a skit that was basically making fun of killing trans women. That's when I stopped liking them because you can tell a joke, but now you're making fun of people that are being killed just because someone doesn't like the way they're living their life.
That's malicious and evil and mean.
Right.
So that's
right. that's an example of the difference in between his Dave Chappelle's kind of comedy versus, you know, this weird internet person that thinks he's a comedian. Like, that's just not funny. You know what I mean? Don't be problematic. Don't be problematic. Rockstar said I'd be covering my face, but I'm cracking the fuck up. Sal says so he likes a little bit of extra mayonnaise on his sandwich. Wait until Dr. Umar finds out. I only brought him up just because I wanted to show the contrast in between the two types of people that can tell a joke that could possibly be offensive. Like, just do no harm. That's all. But I will say that I was sitting in the comedy special like, oh shit, I feel kind of bad that I'm laughing at this. But
what did he say? I wasn't there. It's not going to be a live show.
So first of all, he was like, he's not going to talk about those people. He was like, you know, the gays and the trans people. And then he see, I'm not Dave Chappelle, so it's not going to be funny like how he said it. But he's sitting there, he's like, I'm going to talk about handicapped people. And he's got his little arm like this. And I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God, why has he got the little arm, right? I don't want nobody to screenshot that. I'm like, oh my God, why is he doing it? And then he kind of like limped away because he was like, well, that's not what I came here for. Like, in other words, the handicapped person came to hear the jokes about the trans people. And since you don't make fun of me, that's not what I came here for. And I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. Like, didn't we just get mad at Trump for doing something like that? I feel like we got mad at Trump for doing something similar.
Yeah.
I know. But somewhere there's
totally different. And he's running for fucking president at the time. So it's very
different. He got to be political correct. Like, I don't know.
Somewhere there's a person with a little hand that was watching.
Listen.
In the crowd, man, just like, damn you, Dave Chappelle, just shaking his little fist in the air, all angry like.
I work with like special needs children and stuff like that. Special needs handicapped people's sense of humor is wild. Okay, they are funny as shit, and they understand being hilarious and funny and jokes and shit like that. So I don't believe that somebody that's handicapped will be complete. Well, maybe it's like for a couple, it might be a couple. But I think they know how to take a joke. You know, in certain situations where I've been like, I mean, they're hilarious. Like, they make jokes, they say shit. I had one of my kids back in the day. She had something called an eye gaze, and she had to look at her device to speak. Crack jokes all day. Smart ass mouth. First of all, who you talking to? She can't move her actual body, but she will look and say some smart shit to me every 10 minutes. We joke all day. Like, she wanted to play fight all that. So I think we're looking at
her body.
She could move. She had cerebral palsy, so she could move, but it's kind of like involuntary. Like, it wasn't right. But she would do little shit where she would use her arm, like she could move her arm and like go like this, like randomly. And she tried to hit me, so we will fight, but cracking up the whole time. Like, that's what I'm saying. I think we're looking at handicapped people as like, oh my God, we should feel sorry, and oh my God, don't talk about them. But they are funny. They have senses of humor. They are not so as sensitive as other communities.
I'm just imagining me fighting somebody with cerebral palsy. Like, Rockstar said, Lord, forgive me, please.
No. I had a couple kids that had cerebral palsy. They used to have to be in this thing called a stander or whatever. It's a lot, but they put you on this device and have so you can stand up straight. And when they up there, they just do the most, okay? And then you gotta be regular with them. Treat them like any other child. So who are you looking at like that? And they'll say something smart on their device, like, I'm looking at you, and say some smart stuff. And then I'm like, oh, you want to fight? Like, it'd be a whole thing. But it's just, the point is, they have a sense of humor. So I'm sure they don't get as offended as other people.
All I'm saying is, the whole time I'm listening to them talk,
it wasn't real fighting. Like, I didn't hit them. But.
The whole time I'm listening to them talk, I'm like, they are going to try to cancel him again if he puts all of this special out. Because
He will.
Moving on to our next topic, it seemed like everyone that night wanted to say the R word. And for everyone who does not know what the R word is, it's retarded. Listen, I don't know what it is about the R word, but Black people got their word in a choke hold. They love to say that word.
I don't know why it's so funny. Just now, like, I'm trying not to smile when I hear that fucking word.
It's not even funny. It's weird because I feel like it just became a part of our vernacular for somehow. I don't know where it came from. I don't know. The older people say it all the time.
Like that. White people don't use it like that.
The older people, like your older generation, like your grandmoms, like your nan, like they used to say the word all the time. It just has become a part of
the actual word for a minute.
My grandma say retarded.
That was actual the medical term back in the day, though.
They only use the word retarded when they thought someone actually was mentally retarded.
Retard.
Nobody actually used that word like as slang. Now people.
I did. Maybe a real Jew. I've heard it my whole life. I don't know. Everybody I knew said it. Like
it's a real word. So like retardation is a real word.
But people use it
to
describe a medical condition.
Right.
Because if you're slow, you're fucking retarded.
No, you can't call people slow.
It's medical. You can call people slow or delay reaction. I'm sorry, if you look in Webster Dictionary, it will say either they're slow or delayed.
It does not say that in the Webster's Dictionary.
Somebody look it up. I'm sure it will have to say that.
What you want me to look up?
Why do they call it cancellation?
Retardation.
It's no longer a word used anyway.
I can't be canceled. I can say it tonight.
You can say it tonight.
I can say it tonight.
On this show, you can say it.
This is what I'm saying, though. It's no longer used in the DSM and all that. It's not used in these at all. So why is it cancelable now? Now it means nothing. So what's the problem?
I don't know.
So according to
Webster,
Google, the definition for retarded is less advanced in mental, physical, or social development than is usual for one's age. Hence its connection to people who actually have developmental delays, mental delays. Right? Delay. It doesn't mean slow.
Delay.
That's what delay means. What are you talking about?
No, he said that it means slow.
Slow delay. Delay is slow.
You can't call people slow.
You can't.
So you can't say slow. You can't say
fucking fast. I can tell you that.
What did we say? Delay. You're delayed. What do we say? What is the other word to replace the R word? Okay. I need another word.
Matrix. To say Matrix. Matrix time. Bullet time.
Carolyn, I know delay means slow, but I gotta argue the point. I have to argue the opposing point that you shouldn't be saying it.
What I'm saying, listen, my issue is there is no such thing as a diagnosis of being mental retardation. There's no longer a thing. Why is it a bad thing to say?
Who took it away? Because it's still around.
Because of what it used to be for.
I am going to tell you why it is an issue for people, okay? And I'm saying this from experience. Because I have children with special needs. Yes, it's dark because I'm sitting here and I'm talking about this and I'm laughing, but I do have children with special needs. And in my everyday life, y'all already know I do not use the R word at all. I have stopped being friends with someone that refused to stop using it. So I do take it seriously, right? The reason why people don't like to use it is because majority of the time when people are saying retarded, they mean it to say stupid or an idiot or somebody who lacks common sense. Someone who has a developmental delay does not necessarily equate to being stupid. Okay? And so when you have people saying to you, well, your child doesn't look retarded and things like that, they mean it in a bad way. They mean it in an offensive way. So that's why people don't like it.
Okay.
Just say stupid if you mean stupid.
Right. But can you go by context? Right. So the word is talking about the issue, the way you're using it. If I'm sitting there saying your child don't look this way and you're using the R word, then it's like, are you trying to be smart? You know, now. No,
they actually might not be trying to. That's the thing. Some people probably aren't trying to be smart. But I told y'all before, I had somebody say to me, your child doesn't look autistic. And I was like, I said, what does that look like? Like, show me what that looks like. And they went like this.
Ignorant.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Like, what was the basic again?
Word. That don't count. He was just being ignorant.
That's a fucking face he used.
That is.
That's a scream. That's a scream mask. What is that?
What autistic person
what is
just?
That?
Okay. That was just ignorant and ridiculous. But he didn't say the R word.
I'm not in jail, y'all.
He need to be punched in the throat. Ignorant.
He said, "Wait,
you saw the face now."
Oh my god! Why?
Carolyn said, "I used to listen. The tightest trip to the Titanic was delayed by an order gang."
Yeah, she's trying to get canceled.
Or the tightest trip on Titanic.
The retarded passengers on the Titan.
And so, in that instance, that person who did that shit was not only ignorant, they were fucking stupid as fuck. But I would not call them retarded. I wouldn't call them retarded.
I would, though. That was the most ridiculous thing.
You're missing autism with Down syndrome, which is also very stupid.
I don't use the word when you're around because it is you. I'm not going to offend you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to offend you. And I don't call people that in the north, but in my own home, if I'm talking about something, I use it. If I'm in the house and I'm talking shit about something, I may use the word. But I don't go out in the world just be like, you this, you that. I don't do that. That's ridiculous anyway. Like, I don't. But it has been in my head. Like, I don't know. It's like it's just in there. I don't know. I tried.
Tell that to New Yorkers. New Yorkers say that word every fucking day. I swear to God.
I don't believe it. I believe it.
You fucking retarded or something? Like, just fucking.
Yeah, it's just I hear what you're saying, and I understand where you're coming from. I see. I get it.
Herb says I wouldn't say retarded. Welcome, by the way, Herb. I would say remedial. Yeah, remedial. But that very face that she made is what people think of when they think of retarded. And it's
shout out to the Down syndrome folks, by the way,
because
they're hilarious.
She can still be intelligent in many different ways that are not the typical way. You get what I'm saying? So that's why I'm just like, y'all mean stupid. So if you mean stupid, just say stupid. Like, oh, you being fucking stupid. You being a fucking idiot.
You know what I think it is too? If you using that word, sometimes you want to hit harder too. Like if you really mad, you'll say that word for extra zing. You're just being stupid. Don't hit as hard as are you fucking R word. You know what I'm saying? So it also it really depends on a lot of different factors. But I get it. I get you.
Yeah, and but I get it. They wanted to hit harder, but it's like, why do you think that saying something that's connected to a disability hits harder? You know what I'm saying? Like now that's very malicious.
Yeah.
So the intent, but the intent behind it becomes malicious. When people say it about themselves, like, oh my God, I'm being so retarded or whatever, that's less offensive. But when you purposely insult other people, you mean it in a malicious way. Yeah, it's like just like saying slow bus, short bus, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? That's all meant to be offensive for people who, like, maybe I'm just dyslexic. Like, I'm not stupid. I'm just dyslexic. So that's what the people's issue with it. But black people got in a chokehold, and they would rather fight you than to stop saying retarded. Is all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
That's true.
Rockstar said, I'm sorry, but you can't say it was R-word behavior because they wouldn't even do their dumb shit.
Also true.
You couldn't pay my daughter to get on the Titan. You couldn't pay my daughter to get on the goddamn fucking submarine. I tell you that right now. She ain't that goddamn stupid, okay? For anybody that thinks she is, she's smarter than them.
I am looking for this one video I saw earlier. It was a commercial in the 90s, and it was this person with Down syndrome like doing a commercial, and he was working at the recycling plant. He was sorting glass, right? And it was a program to help people with mental disabilities like get back to work, right? And it was called like RCA or something like that. But it's the acronym actually standing for retarded. It said the word retarded something. Like it was an actual work program.
Well, back then like that was.
It was a 90s commercial. And he was just sorting glasses like, oh, don't forget about us. And like he's like,
it was for like people with mental health issues or disabilities.
Yeah, disabilities, like a back at work program, like for stuff.
And it was called the retard program.
Yes, I'm looking. No! I saw that in my feed. I want to find it. I thought I sent it to you, but I didn't.
Retarded child advocacy or some shit. It was probably something like that.
It was something along those lines. Yeah. And
But we gotta look. It had to be old.
But the comments in the video were so fucking funny. I couldn't stop laughing. I tried so hard, and it still like came out my throat. Like I was like, I couldn't stop. The comment was like, "Oh, good for him," but imagine being the person that isn't special, working right next to him, doing the same goddamn job.
Listen. This supposed to be
a McDonald's had a program too. Like, oh yeah, we hire special needs people, and then like give them the fucking janitor job and go clean the floors and shit. I'm like, that's some bullshit.
That is some bullshit.
I'm gonna need some higher job positions, but with remedial capabilities. I don't know.
Sal really trying to get canceled. He said, actually, when I think of the R word, I think of grown people in diapers using the bathroom on themselves. Nigga, you are going to hell. And a flaming hand.
Why is that? What? That's geriatric. That's old.
Let it burn, Emma. Let it burn.
That's a kink. That ain't even like somebody who has a disability. That's a fucking kink.
I'm gonna try to find it.
In the diaper play. All right. Carolyn said, I recently learned about spaz not being an acceptable word either. Yeah, that's something new.
Really? You can't say spaz anymore? You spaz the fuck out.
Because I guess people do. It is a disorder, like spastic. Yeah, it is a disorder.
It's so hard. Like, and you know what? It's new shit every day that's offensive. Like, I don't. It's so exhausting.
I ain't trying to keep up with this. I'm trying to be PC all the time.
It's exhausting.
Carolyn said, better yet, the R word was the original lyrics to Let's Get It Started by the Black Eyed Peas. They had to change it.
It was. I remember that.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
I remember that.
And like, why would you think that's a good idea?
Let's get retarded.
Like, who wrote that and was like, this a banger? Like,
I mean, the song still was a banger at the end of the day. It was quite popular.
Herb said, Jesus be offense. I shouldn't be laughing this hard. Yes, you should, Herb. This is the cancel show. You are here to be inappropriate. This is a safe space to be inappropriate and not get canceled, okay?
He said you should take the short bus. He's part of the crew.
Oh, my God. Okay, so let's go on and transition to the N-word, right? Since we talk about words.
Like, not funny.
Well, wait a minute. Stop saying it.
Yeah, seriously, it's not funny.
Nothing that you can say right now that would make me stop saying it.
I am going to say I struggle with this because I tried to stop using the N-word. And if y'all know what the N-word is, that's nigga, right? Nigga with an A. Nigga with an A. Nigga. I tried to. There was a point where I was like, this is bad, and I shouldn't be saying the word nigga. Like, you know, the black hoteps and
why not?
What's the problem? What the problem is?
I felt shamed into not using the word anymore. But I'm sorry.
The word is whiter.
My grandma used to have a saying, and this was definitely inappropriate. You know what I'm saying? My grandma used to say, "Niggas and flies, niggas and flies." The more I hate niggas, the more I like flies. Okay, and
So,
is my grandma the only one who used to say that?
I ain't never heard that shit. That is
your grandma is out of fucking pocket, yo.
That sounds like some shit.
Listen,
Some black on black crime statement right there.
Yes. My grandma.
That's why I said she got me from the South.
She was from the South.
Like
she grew up on a little farm in Virginia, and her birth certificate said colored. So yes.
So she gets a pass. She got a pass forever. I don't care. Nothing she said can be bad. I don't care. Her things out there. She can say what the fuck she want to say.
So I said your grandma's a smart woman. Shout out to her. I think about so there are black people that say we shouldn't be saying nigga because of it coming from nigger that was negative from white people, and that we started calling each other this name based on the white man.
Now they are not allowed to say it, so I don't see the problem. They're not allowed to say it. So
now,
I dare them to say it.
What do y'all think about black people that allow their white friends to say nigga?
It depends on the white person.
How black are they to confirm the card you're giving out?
White people can't say nigga. What are you talking about?
I say that.
You told that niggas up in Allegheny,
but I feel like
Kensington.
You know what? It's not their fault that they don't know how to do it with the A. You know what I'm saying? There's something wrong with they vocal cords or something.
Why would you be able to say it?
I don't think white people should say the nigger. I don't think so. But I'm trying to think of like one white person. I'd be like,
you want to let white people say nigga if you cool.
Not all of them.
Who?
Let me think. I got thinking of one who said nigga not too long, and I was like, well, what did she mean by it? It was a girl. It was a lady.
Girl, get the fuck out of here.
Who was it? I was like, I don't think she meant it in a way.
Absolutely not.
I don't know.
But I can't bring my grandma on the show.
Huh?
Sal said, "Bring your grandma on the show." I said, "I can't bring my grandma on the show because she dead." So, Ty said, "I'm going to start my statements with I don't mean any harm, but because it's too much. I told my child she was spazzing this morning." Oh yeah. I
found the video, guys. I found the video. I couldn't help myself. I found the video.
Send it to Jess so she could put it up. Carolyn said, "I don't tell their slave masters what to do." Sal said, "My biracial friends call me their Nika." Am I pronouncing it that way?
Nica?
They're biracial. They're black, so they don't need to. Unless they don't really consider themselves to be black, why are they saying it like that? That's weird. I think that's a little bit weird, Sal. Rockstar said, "I do not like it. You can't allow them to disrespect you." I agree with Rockstar. Herb said, "I have the Channel 4. I heard that Channel 4 did a news report and played the song nigga, 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 because I'm a motherfucking nigga. I feel the need. I should be able to say it." Carolyn said, wait a minute. "If you're not at least 15% black, you can't say it." And Sal said, "What paper towel Americans need to realize if you are invited, not paper towel. If you're invited to the barbecue, doesn't mean you have the liberty to use the N-word." No, you can't. If you are white, you cannot say nigga ever, not around me. And Tequila is Tokyo is she's pondering on it that it might be okay with her.
I feel like it was a person. I was like, well, I didn't feel no type of way about it. Not
the only white person.
It was somebody in the media. I can't recall who it was.
White people.
It was somebody in the media that said it. That it was like a whole big thing. And I was like, it didn't feel. I don't care.
Like Mac, I'm thinking like white people. Who are white people that can say the N-word? Like
none.
I think Will Ferrell said it. I'll let him slide.
Paula from the cooking show. the bitch name?
Paula Dean.
Paula Dean. She said nigger. Like no, she's an actual racist straight out of Savannah, Georgia.
And she's from down south. She definitely mean.
And what she was canceled too, by the way.
Down south use nigger. Yeah. Absolutely not. She's a good nigger. No.
Mac Miller.
No. Like, why are y'all thinking there's somebody that just because they got a little swag to them? Absolutely.
Bill Murray can say it now.
Oh Lord, here we go. They about to play this this commercial for the retarded program. Lord.
Clear glass here, green there, round there. I sort glass. That's my job. I learned the job slow, and now I know it by heart.
He earns money. He pays taxes. He's just like you. ARC, the Association for Retarded Citizens.
Get out loud! I told you. I told you. I saw it. I couldn't stop. I was like, oh no, this is so bad.
Oh my
This is a government-funded program. Oh no.
God.
The government.
Not the... No.
Why do they always put the same nigga in the background of this? Like the person that got that monotone voice, they always put them in them fucking commercials for retarded shit. Like it's
Right down the street from you. Oh no.
Go outside and shame them for that commercial they did.
My first would say, send it to me. No. It was like the fact that they found somebody who noticeably had, you know, some different things going on with their face, and then he flipped their mask up, and then they want to say, and he's just like you. What else would he do?
He pays his motherfucking taxes. He pays his taxes.
What the Carty?
I know it's bad.
Oh my god. Oh God, I can't.
They are. Everybody else.
That's bad, man. Hell of a time back in the day. Can't get away with that shit now.
They didn't give a fuck back then. I'll tell you that for sure.
God. I can't believe it. Carolyn said they paid them in turkey sandwiches and a deck of Pokemon cards to do their commercial.
Mind y'all, I work with special needs children.
Carolyn canceled.
Special needs children. They gonna fire me. I'm getting fired.
Yo, you definitely getting fired when you go back to your job. They're gonna be like, so you wasn't making fun of special needs people on your show the other
If you just not say, I quote, turkey sandwiches and Pokemon cards.
Did you not say you was fighting a little kid with cerebral palsy? Like,
oh my God.
Because I feel like you said it. God.
Allegedly. I thought this was alleged. I thought everything you said was alleged.
Allegedly.
You said will be alleged on the show.
Rockstar says take that commercial and replace retarded with nigga and a black person. Oh no, babies.
Okay, with niggas.
Oh my God. I'm too fucking done. Oh, I'm done. So let's move on to Herb said, what the hell? Let's move on.
Now I'm looking at an 80s commercial about McDonald's.
No, we moving on to offend somebody else.
Who else on the list we can offend?
So another big controversy in a person that they've been trying to repeatedly cancel, but she holding on by a thread, you know, is J.K. Rowling, the white lady that wrote Harry Potter. So she has brought a lot of criticism on herself with a series of tweets that many are regarding as transphobic, right? So she kind of in the same boat with Dave Chapelle. She seemed to have been set off by an article on access to menstrual hygiene supplies during a global pandemic that referenced people who menstruate. So she tweeted alongside a link to the article, I'm sure there used to be a word for those people. Someone help me out. Woman. Like, in other words, people who menstruate should automatically be referred to as women, but because we have trans people, there are people who are men who menstruate that are technically not considered women. What's going on, Tokyo? I see it all over your face.
She ain't wrong though.
It's ridiculous. She's talking about people who menstruate. If you menstruate, this for you. I don't understand. I
There's
don't
no way
get the
around it.
She didn't say people who menstruate. She was offended by it saying people who menstruate. Like, why didn't you just say women? And the reason that they didn't say women is because there are trans men who menstruate.
Because they have vaginas and they're actually women.
What I've realized in this time is that we can say nothing about the LGBT community at all. We can't say nothing because everything we say is offensive.
And that's a problem. We gotta fix that.
You can't say straight. You can't say people with vaginas. You can't say people with penises. You can't say none of it. So it is kind of fucking up today. Now we gotta sit there and like go through the list of shit that we can say, and it gets a little annoying. It gets annoying. Why can't people?
We giving them the power. We can't give them the power to take over. That's the problem. LGBTQIA.
You cannot say anything about the
LGBTQIA. I'm not taking
you offended about that.
No,
okay, are you offended about what was said?
Upper ranks.
Am I offended about what J.K. Rowling said?
Yes.
No.
Okay. So why that is, huh?
I wasn't offended by it. There are people that were offended by it, and they're saying that it's trans.
Were those people trans? Because I feel like a lot of these times, a lot of these times, people are speaking on the behalf of these of trans people, and they don't even be trans. Like, it's very interesting how it works. It's like they just want to be mad about something. Like, other people in the LGBT community is so angry about something that if you talk to a trans person, they're like, I don't even care. What the fuck are they talking about? So I don't understand.
But there's also black people that when they're confronted by racism, is blatant racism. They're like, I don't see that as racist, and it's obviously racist. So you really can't use that as an example because you're always going to find pockets of people within that community that are the queens of the community.
And they should be canceled for that, though. Those pockets of people should be canceled because they don't agree. No, I don't feel like that's the case. I feel like you just be like, all right, well, you type of way.
When we specifically get into this topic, right? Who? Because
you gotta pick your words now. So you're gonna get canceled.
I'm trying to be delicate, even though this is the cancel episode, right? I'm also annoying. Use my words wisely. Here's the thing, right? Do I have a problem with trans people? No, I don't have a problem with trans people. I would date a trans person. I would date a trans woman. I would date a trans man. So I don't have a problem.
Stop.
Doesn't matter. Titties and a penis. Let's try it out. I feel like it's a win-win situation. Get a little best of the both worlds. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a problem with that. So I don't have a problem with trans people because yes, I would date. You know, people always use that test. Would you date a trans person? Yes, I would. Now what? So this is my thing though. People do need to understand. Trans women do need to understand that there is a certain privilege that they were afforded at a point in their life. You, at one point in time, were born male, okay? And so no matter what, although you now live your life as a woman, and I don't have a problem referring you to as a woman and respecting you in that way, there are some things that I went through being born female and still, continuing to walk in there like cis, is we got to use the word cis heterosexual. Well, I'm not heterosexual, but cisgender. There's a certain privilege that they were afforded. There's things just like black people had to talk with their kids at a certain age, right? This is you're black, and these are the things that you're going to go through with racism. Women go through the same thing. If at a certain point in time, I had to have the talk with my daughter that you are a woman and men are going to look at you differently even before you are of age. And there is a certain cautiousness that a young female child has to go through walking in this world, and men looking at you when you are still only 10 and shit like that. Especially if you develop early, there are certain things that you go through. Or even like Carolyn, who's in the chat, she said something the other day that made me think about this as I'm preparing for the show. She was like, when she was in school and she was younger, she was teased because she developed early and she had big breasts. You never went through that. You never went through that. You didn't grow up and go through it. So it's certain things that I went through as a woman that you never are going to have that experience. You don't know what that's like. You had a choice. I don't have a choice. Just like I don't have a choice being black. I don't have that choice. I always went through this. So there is like some respect that I think should be shown as like, yes, I am a natural born woman. And there are experiences that I'm going to have that you'll never go through and you're never going to fully understand. Alternately, it's going to be things that trans women go through that I'm never going to experience and I'm never going to understand. But it's just like, don't cheapen my experience. Like, I'm a woman. You not the same. Don't have the same experience.
You don't have the rite of passage like how other people.
Yes, the rite of passage. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. You don't have that rite of passage. So it's the same thing if people could all of a sudden change their, race to black, like Rachel Dolezal. You don't have that rite of passage that we went through. You just don't. And so it's wonderful that this is how you feel and this is how you want to live your life. But it's something to be said for that. It's something to be said for that. And I just think people need to respect it.
Just true.
Hopefully I didn't offend anyone.
I just want to think why they did so.
Sure.
Do you think the LGBTQ community has more, I don't want to say pull, but more power than all these other minorities and stuff like that? Because it seems like lately
they do.
Yeah,
more powerful than Black Lives Matter.
Yes,
they have more of a pull. And do you think it's just because like they have been doing a lot of things? You know what I'm saying? Getting shit done. People get canceled instantly. You say anything that they might think is transphobic. Movies, videos, things like that has come out. That you say anything negative about, you're automatically transphobic, homophobic, all those type of things. I mean, it's instantaneous. It's kind of wild to see how fast they work. Why do you think that is? Do you think it's just because it's Caucasian in that group too? Or do you think, like, what do you think that is? Because I find it very interesting. I've seen movies and stuff like they, make it main characters LGBTQ or more masculine, women more masculine, stuff like that. And I just find it interesting that if anybody say like, "Dag, that's not how," like, for instance, y'all, the animes and Marvel and stuff like that, they'll make the main character into like a masculine female, and it's supposed to be what's the bitch name?
What's the bitch name?
Wonder Woman. Like whoever it is, that person is supposed to be a female, long hair, blonde hair, whatever. They change them into a masculine, hard, tough woman. And if somebody in the comments say that's not how she looks, she's supposed to be more feminine, it's almost like you're transphobic. Now you are homophobic. We hate you. You must die. Everything must burn. I don't understand.
Or if you don't have the representation.
Because when you get into like nerd issues and stuff like that, fans get very protective over things but it's still racism and homophobia at the
why is that the case? Why that's what I'm saying, but why is it so black and white like that? Maybe like it's some people that's just like, this is the character we grew up on, this is how he wanted to be. It has nothing to do with if they were gay or straight or anything like that. I'm just seeing it more and more in every show I watch. It's like, Dad, why are they doing it to this character? Or why are they doing it to that character? That's very interesting. They're doing it and they're losing money. So I'm just trying to understand, how is it they're getting done?
Like pandering.
Let me say that because I'm a comic book nerd and an anime nerd, and I've seen it change over the years. So the first time I seen it change was back in 2008 when they created Miles Morales, and then burn it all down. Black Spider-Man, get the fuck out of here, right? And it's like, okay, it's not really a big deal. He's in a whole other universe. It's not the same thing. And then slowly over time, more characters well, I guess our beloved characters started to shift more because of the lack of representation.
Right.
So instead of creating new characters, they took some of the old characters and like changed the variants of it to kind of fit into the new crowd of acceptance. And that has a lot of people pissed off. I think just recently I found out who someone in DC they just turned gay out of nowhere. Sorry, I can't remember it. It was the Midnighter. I was like, the Midnighter, he's gay now? Like, when the fuck that happened? And
But they
like,
do have gay characters already. You know what I mean? Like
they didn't have a lot.
It does feel like they are pandering.
Like they definitely
like you have to. But that's what people. That's the tricky part is people need to realize, even though that they aren't in that group of category, people that does not make the company any type of phobic at all. People can just be people. So changing old folks is gonna make people upset.
What?
Just make new gay characters. Like I have no problem bringing new gay characters to it, but leave the old folks where they at.
I agree.
I mean, yeah, a lot of Marvel characters, women characters come out as bi, like She-Hulk. She-Hulk came out as bi.
I mean, that ain't surprising to me, but okay.
I don't know. It's just a lot of I don't know.
And
the LGBT.
It's like it is like
Kitty Pryde came out as bi.
I know, like we shouldn't care, but like some of it is like it is a little bit ridiculous at this point. I will admit it's getting a little bit fucking ridiculous at this point. Like, okay, like calm the fuck down. Like, okay,
it's unnecessary though. Like, I don't think, and honestly, are those people watching the movie? Because the people they're not making any money. They be losing money from these movies by doing that. Like, it's kind of weird. Like, y'all don't care about money, I guess, because it's not like, all right, the LGBTQs, we'll watch this now because we're represented. They're not watching it. So it's like you're pandering to people that don't even watch the show as much as you think they do. Like, very interesting. I thought that was weird.
Rockstar said Robin, they turn him bi is definitely pandering.
Yeah, they turned Robin bi too. Oh, out of nowhere. Was it Tim Drake or was it I don't know, it wasn't Damien.
Hey Jasmine, welcome.
I think it was Tim. And Tim was a big hoe. He used to fuck all the girls. So
I do think that they should make new characters, and there are characters where it does make sense that they would, actually be bisexual.
Yeah, Starfire's bi.
When it makes sense, but some stuff is just like, let's make them Muslim and gay and in a wheelchair, and it's just like y'all trying to hit. You trying to hit
all these things and make it. And honestly, those movies don't need a fucking love interest. I don't even have these Marvel movies. I don't give a fuck about jump off some shit. I don't care about the love interest. Who the fuck you kissing and who? I don't care about sexuality. These movies are not about that. I don't give a fuck about the love interest ever in these movies. Ever. Like, I'm sitting there like, oh,
don't get mad.
Oh my god, you gotta fight harder for the bitch. I can't stand her. I hate the love interest in all these movies. Just awesome shit. Like, I just fucking blow the bus down up and then like, why am I giving a fuck about your love interest? Like, I don't care. It's getting annoying to me. Like, I don't care.
I definitely can see that. And to answer your question earlier, when you said, do I think that the LGBTQIA, if we hold more power versus minority groups, 100%, because even within minority communities, right, it's still tiers. So even within the gay community, it is tiers. White gay men are at the top. At the bottom would be black trans women.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There's still white gay men will look at black trans women like with disgust. Like you're lesser than, because everybody needs somebody. And I'm not saying I'm generalizing when I say everyone needs someone to look down on. But yes, even within it, the gay people look at the trans people like they're less than as well. So
you can't be one of us, like the way that the college not Kylie Jenner, Caitlyn Jenner, situation. The whole gay community was upset at first. They was like trashing her, and then it was like, okay, I guess you can be one of us.
No, Kate. No, that person.
I remember that. They were the gay community was upset.
The most confused bitch in the world. Caitlyn Jenner is the most confused bitch in the world. You sit as a trans woman and spout all this transphobic rhetoric. It is amazing, but that's what I said earlier. Like, even within the communities, you're going to have the coons of the community. Like, you went and got surgery to be the fucking trans Uncle Ruckus.
Yo, when she won the Sexiest Woman of the Year award, I was like, I had enough. I'm throwing my fucking hands up.
Only to turn around and say that trans women should not be in women's sports. Then you should have not accepted that award. You shouldn't have accepted that award.
And as a former Olympian, tell me how you really feel.
It's like, it doesn't make sense. The level of confusion that's going on in that brain.
We allow that shit to happen.
Do y'all think trans women should be in women's sports?
Hell no.
Okay, I was about to say, because I don't
cancel me. No, I mean, if they do, let me say this again. So if they do proper testing as far as testosterone matching, because if you're in that percentile, if your testosterone naturally is as high as a male, then I believe, yeah, maybe you can do that. But if not, then you need to just get the fuck out the way.
Why don't they make trans teams?
And
that's segregation. And
it's trans women team. What's the issue? But
it's not segregation, and actually they're trying to make that happen.
This is for y'all. Y'all want to be in the Olympics?
I'm telling you, they're saying I'm a woman, so I should be able to play on a woman's team. Like,
but I don't.
It's not the same. Your testosterone's too high. Your muscle mass is greater.
Like, maybe if you
it's
test
cheating
at the same level, but I've seen situations where them as males are athletes, and then they want to be in a women's team and fucking break people's necks. Like, so I really don't.
God. Have y'all seen a South Park episode on this?
No.
It was. I don't know if it was a South Park, but it was
a South Park episode. So Macho Man, the wrestler Macho Man, decided to say, "Hey, I'm changing. I'm changing my gender," and he went over to women's sports and fucking dominated. But
they really done this. It was a story. I've read about it.
Hilarious. Not too long ago. Look up the episode.
That happened. They actually was in. It was a male, and he like broke this bitch neck. Like, he almost killed her, and it was the dad wanted to whoop his ass because he felt like, why would y'all even play?
It's legit cheating. Bad swimming track.
If you're supposed to do testing and things, you can definitely be like,
Rockstar, you saying that you feel as if they should be allowed to be, that trans women should be allowed to be in biological women's sports, right? You said when they take meds to be feminine, doesn't that weaken the testosterone? It actually it raises their estrogen levels, but so men typically are taller than us, stronger than us. Their reach is longer. So depending on the sport, like, if look at Carty big ass. Okay, if Carty decided to be transition into a woman, Carty is still going to be naturally taller and stronger than me. He just is.
It depends on when you transition too. If you just if your parents say, okay, you can transition before puberty or something like that, which is frowned upon, it's a big debate about that. But if you transition young enough, you might not actually meet the level of testosterone that you're supposed to meet, and you can kind of combat that with estrogen. But if you're a full grown adult and you decide to transition, it's very hard to get all of your testosterone lower enough. You know what I'm saying? It takes years. It takes a long time for your body to be like, bitch, I don't want testosterone no more, even though I have a XY chromosome. You know what I'm saying? So it is a lot going on. It depends on how young you start transitioning. Before you get your muscle mass and your length and all of your things like that. So it's a lot to it, but I know I get it.
That's why, like, they'll be trying to transition when they're teens, because it does. Yeah. They will end up looking more feminine versus somebody who waits until they're 40, like Bruce Jenner transition into Caitlyn, and he looks like a man in a dress. And I'm sorry,
Right. He was an athlete, and he was, but what he's saying is because he believes that, even though he's saying that he's a woman and things like that, he believes that he should not, like, right now. Well, he's old now, but if he decided to go into women's sports, he don't think that would be fair because he knows his biology that he was a male already, and that he already was.
That's what I don't have a problem with him saying it. What I'm saying is that you feel like you shouldn't be in women's sports, right? Because you're a trans woman, then you also should not have taken that woman's award either.
Oh yeah, being the whatever.
Yeah,
that was just pandering for sure, because he definitely ain't. So regardless,
you lived all your life as a privileged white woman.
You had your kids,
life. You do not know what it's like to struggle and live as a woman at all. Like, miss me with that bullshit. Come on now. Lillian, hey, how are you? Rockstar said Kate looks like a crypt keeper in a dress. Listen, and I do not mean that offensively to any trans women, but I don't like Caitlyn Jenner. I don't like her. I don't like that bitch. Okay. At all.
And I think shouldn't be a representative for the community at all. Like, at all.
Our representative.
Hi, Sonia. How are you? So hopefully, I hope I made my position clear on that, because it's really hard to find the balance of saying I respect you, but also,
you know what? I think it made me sound bad. I love my LGBT community. I love transgender and all that. Everyone. I just see a difference in certain things that I think should be taken into account. But I have no ill will or negative. I love people. I don't care about sexuality, stuff like that. You can party, whatever. But there's certain things that I just feel like let's do a little more, to make sure everything's fair. That's all.
So Shannon wants to know the topic. This is the cancel for everyone that's coming in the chat. This is the cancel episode where you can say anything that is considered inappropriate that you feel like might otherwise get you canceled. We are touching on anything. Just now we were talking about whether or not trans women should be allowed in women's sports.
They should not.
And do we feel like trans women should be considered in the same regard as women, biological women? Yeah. You said you needed to be on this one.
It's just not fair.
It's a lot going on. It's a lot.
I'm gonna say something that's gonna cancel me.
This is a safe space. So if you got views that you might otherwise feel uncomfortable saying, you can say them tonight. Okay.
Hey, trans people, chill the fuck out. I'm gonna say that. Chill the fuck out.
I think everybody need to
you want to be brought into the fold? That's great and fine. I have no problem with trans folks. I love my trans folks, but you gotta also realize the other side of the coin. Not everybody is going to accept you, and you also have to accept being okay with that. The same way that you came to accept the way that you are. Okay, so you can't force your way to the front of the line and expect not to piss people off along the way.
Not the front of the line, baby.
Yeah, the front. They want to be in the front and center of the whole thing. So chill out. Don't rush. Wait your turn. You're behind the black folks and the other gay people. Then your time will come. But just don't force.
You are kind of doing the thing I just said, where trans people are considered to be at the bottom, right?
Yeah, but that's the way that the process is.
That's the process. What's the order? What's the line?
Get in line.
Who in the front?
Black folks, we still waiting. The line, the store ain't open yet, so we just wait in line for shoes.
Not the store ain't open.
The store ain't open. We just in line. We here early, and then the line start piling up behind us. Know what? Indians. The Indian community, the Indian folks, American Indians, they are in front of us because they were here first and they were massacred. So they're in front of us. Then black folks.
Okay.
Then after black folks, then other rights and stuff. But you just can't bust in line. Like, hey, we just got our rights, and you just like, oh, me next. Can we wait your turn? Let me fill out the paperwork first. And then you can come through.
But I hear what
just-
you're saying. It's like
You
you
hear what
saying
I'm
it in a
saying?
way, but I get where you're coming from. Like I said,
Right.
I feel like they get their stuff done pretty quickly. You know what I'm saying? Shit
You
is
gotta
getting done.
pace yourself. If you start jamming shit
But I
down
hear-
people's throats, no one's gonna like you. And that's what's happening in the media right now. Like trans shit, like you said, left and right, like throwing it in your face wherever you turn. And then folks aren't ready for that. They're not gonna like it. You gotta ease your way into that shit.
Carolyn said it's funny how people like Caitlyn want to be women and don't want women beef. If someone don't like you, the person just don't like you. Okay, and I don't fucking like Caitlyn Jenner.
And that should be okay. Like
I will make
you
a
don't have
complaint.
to. You don't have to accept everybody.
Who like that? I specifically Caitlyn. That's who I'm talking about. I don't like fucking Caitlyn Jenner. I don't like Rachel Dolezal. Like,
oh yeah, fuck her.
If you haven't gone through like, thank you for giving me the gift of that phrase, the rites of passage. Like, you got to give me a different type of respect. That's all I'm saying. You got to give me a different type of respect because you lived in privilege until you did not live in privilege.
That's all I'm saying. Because we're like, oh, trans people, we're getting killed left and right in the street, and we're being, hunted down. Like, well, black folks been hunted down and killed and lynched and all that other stuff too. So okay, we hear you, but you just don't get to jump the line, So just wait it out.
Hopefully it won't be here next week.
I might not be. I might be missing. As of right now, my Instagram account's locked. I can't even get into that bitch. I gotta shut down.
Shannon said, "Who is Jess? That's our Lord and Savior. Jess the best. She's our editor and our StreamYard tech behind the scenes." Okay. So in the same vein of what we're just talking about, do we have any problems with the pronouns? Do we have any problems with they, them pronouns?
No problem with them at all.
Okay. Tokyo, you making faces?
I don't have a problem with them, but I'm going to forget.
Just be ready to be like, hey, I'm not going to address you as such. Don't be offended. That's their choice.
You said you're not just use their name.
Huh? You said you're not going to use the pronoun?
No, the folks who don't decide, hey, I'm not going to go ahead and address you by that title.
I'm not like malicious about it. Like I'm not me. I'm not like I don't want to call you her or whatever. I'm gonna forget. You gotta remind me. Like when I say it, I might forget. Man, so you have to But was it you who told me like you just use their name instead of their pronoun? Like just say their name instead so that you don't forget. It's hard, but yeah.
So
like the they them ones.
Sonya
like
said,
you want to call you.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. But Sonya said, "Fuck no, I pay every month to be a woman." And Rockstar said, "Carty, you always tread the cancer line every episode." I'm sorry.
Fine line I'll be walking.
Tokyo, please finish with your sentiments. I'm so sorry.
No, I find it hard, to remember, because I automatically, if you look, I'll probably say he or something like that. But if you want certain pronouns, me to say certain pronouns, you might have to remind me. But you did tell me to try to use their names instead, so they kind of balance it out, so you don't mess up their pronouns. But it's hard because I'm not from that, so it's kind of hard for me to remember and stuff like that. But I don't have a problem with it. I can call you what you want to be called. I don't have an issue with it. I'm a fuck up. I think
it's fine.
I'm a fuck up, though.
Curtis and Negro, this show about to get canceled. Black people first. They going jump Carty.
Well, I'm glad they ain't 4 or 5. It's just one person, so they can bring it.
Shannon said,
"Don't be mad at me though."
Cold sweat when I'm not sure. I try to avoid it at all costs. Shannon, Tokyo just said, use the person's name. So if their name is Ben, then you just say Ben. Ben thinks this. Ben said that. Ben said instead of he, she, they. Just use their name. That's the easiest thing to do. But I did when we had Fidget on that time. I really respected her because I fucked up. I was fucking up.
Yeah, you corrected yourself though.
Especially when it's them is hard to me. Them is hard.
What I appreciate her saying to me was that she was like, the important thing is that when you messed up, you tried to correct yourself. So you addressed it. You didn't just say like fuck it. So I think probably most people would feel that way. Like, okay, it's all right if you mess up as long as you correct yourself. So it shows that you have respect for me.
Let me ask you a quick question.
Yeah.
With that retrospect, I'm thinking about back in the in the 50s and Jim Crow era when they used to call people boy, right? Like that's not my fucking name. I'm not a boy. Call me by my fucking name. Does that resonate the same effect? Because I feel like it came from a place of racism, but this they them thing is not out of a place of bigotry and hatred, though. What do you think?
I don't know what the they them thing is.
Does it hit the same? Like
it don't. I mean, for me, I feel enraged inside. Like, do they feel enraged because you're not addressing me as what I want to be called?
I think it's the intent behind it. So if you like, I don't give a fuck how you feel, I'm going to call you what I want to call you, then I can understand. I think people get mad at that because it's the intent. Like, you're not just making a mistake. You are making a conscious effort to offend me. You
Right.
get what I'm saying? So I think everything is about intention. So now, when they were calling you a boy, if a white person calls you a boy, they're definitely trying to be malicious and they're definitely trying to offend you. So if I say to someone, and I've done it, I'm like, I've tagged people in posts and say she or her, and then someone will inbox me and be like, hey, my pronouns is this, that, and I'll apologize. Now, if I continue to do it on purpose, knowing, then I'm trying to offend them because they already came to me and they was cool about it. But now going forward, be mindful. That's all.
Right. Now, let me ask you a follow-up question. So, with that being said, how far are you willing to dive into someone's personal reality?
I was thinking about that too. I thought about that, but I ain't thinking about that.
Where is the line drawn?
I love Rachel Dolezal.
Is that the?
That's the lady.
That's the line. That's the line.
That's the
hey,
white.
I'm black.
So race would be the only exception.
That's what the races with the line is like. All right, I'm no longer feeding into your bullshit.
I'm not cool with that shit. Bitch, you ain't black. Bitch, you're not black. I'm not engaged.
Especially your ancestry said you weren't black either.
For the same reason. The reason that
and she went to a cultural African cultures class.
Like, I'm not indulging it for the same reason I said about trans women. Like, I will say yes, her, she. I will say yes, I will treat you as a woman. But again, you did not go through the same things that I went through.
Why are we respecting that and not that Rachel?
Right? Why not respect the line?
Like that. Why can't we call Rachel black? Why can't call her nigga like we do everybody, all the other black people? She ain't go through the struggle. But I tell you what, she loves black people. She did braids on black people. Like she loved the black culture. I'm not saying she wasn't mean. She wasn't malicious.
She did more.
Now you trying because
a
lot of people love the black culture, but they don't love being black.
She wanted to be black. That's what I'm saying.
A lot of people want to cross that line all the way.
Everybody want to be black until it's time to get out in the field and pick cotton. Now, if
and everybody wants to be a woman, so they want to have a baby.
Some people do want to have a baby, though.
That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
They can't.
I don't see the difference between the race thing and the sex thing. I don't see much of a difference. I don't really see a difference between the trans community and then I don't know if it's a name for that community.
There is no community for people who think white people that think they black.
I'm sure there is. Google,
it ain't no name. It ain't no name. But if you think about it in the same context, I love black people and I want to be black. I choose to say that I'm black.
No.
Call me a nigga. What's the problem?
Well, then you need to get the Kunta Kinte stripes on your back. That's your initiation.
Okay, that's a requirement.
All right, let's create an initiation. If you want to be black, then we need to create a list of things that you need to go through for you to be considered black. That means that you gotta
then I accept that too.
You got to pick cotton for a certain amount of hours in a heat wave, baby. Okay, you got to get whipped. You got to get whipped.
At least 40 lashes.
At least 40 lashes. Okay, we're gonna find somebody that is going to have to. They're gonna have to take your giblets. They're gonna have to take your giblets.
I know we fucked up.
Too, and we have to have your wife, and we have to take your mates for a while too. You have to be cuckolded.
What happened? Say it again. And you got to do what, Carty?
Oh, you got to be cuckolded, and of course, we might take your wife or your kids for a little bit, and you might see them, you might get them back. We won't let you know when, but you'll get them eventually.
You taking that? No, you're never going to see their children again. We taking the kids. As soon as you give birth, we taking the kids straight back.
But we got long way for them to become black.
You got,
and we just accept that
I'm still making a list. I ain't done.
Ain't done.
But the trans don't get a list. They don't get a list. They choosing to be this, and then that's it. That's it. We got to respect.
There's only but so much they can do. I mean, cutting off your dick is a big commitment.
I'm not gonna lie. Just think about it. It's a list to be black. We have to figure out a way. We got a long list of requirements. But to be trans, I want you to call me her, and that's the only thing that I have to do.
Oh Lord!
I mean, cutting your dick off is a big commitment.
I was gonna say, to be fair, people removing their penis.
They don't
turning your penis in.
Some of them do. The serious ones do that, but some of them don't. They get implants. They get things done. They do. They do the hormones and things, but some of them don't. Okay, they dress cute.
Props to you cut off your balls.
Carolyn said you gotta allow your mama to fuck up your credit in order to be black.
You know what?
You gotta take out 10 T-Mobile lines for telling your black friends.
And you have to allow the police to randomly at any point in time kick in your door and kill a member of your family with no repercussions.
That's almost equal.
I'm just saying, some things that Rachel got to go through before I'll call her black. Once we go through some of these things on the list, then I'll be more open to it. Okay. Shannon said Carolyn's spitting. Curtis said you have to learn how to play spades while getting your hair done with a hot comb. That's enjoyable. The playing spades is enjoyable. So
yeah, leave the hot comb part in. You can leave that part in there.
Yeah, you
intentionally burn the hot comb.
Yeah. She ain't got the right hair texture. That's gonna burn her straight scalp.
She's gonna fucking light up like a torch.
It's gonna be like it's gonna come right out. Ain't gonna work. I'm just thinking out. My mind be working.
All right, y'all. So, in the interest of time, let's move on to our next triggering topic, okay? So, Carisha from the City Girls.
Who the fuck is Carisha?
Young Miami.
That's her fucking name? Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yes.
Okay.
He says, oh, Jesus Christ. And Sukihana the GOAT, okay? So, y'all know that, put Sukihana's picture up there, please, Jess.
Sukihana?
Suki with the Suki with the good pussy. You don't know who that is.
Suki with the good. That's cat.
Suki with the good coochie. You don't know.
That's a fucking cat.
How you know you had a pussy?
I can tell that's cat.
Anyway, I had a nice picture of Suki back there. There's a nice picture of Suki that Jessica put up.
Anyone who says they got good pussy is a lie.
Okay. I mean, I don't go real bragging.
Those who boast do not have the most.
So
it's more in the Bible, I'm sorry.
Both of these young women have recently been in the spotlight. Carisha has gotten a lot of things in the news, the social media news, because she is basically Diddy's mistress. You know what I mean? And she's paid. She's basically paid to fuck Diddy. Okay, and she made a line. I'm sorry.
Diddy like boys.
Diddy like everything. Diddy likes everything. Y'all have to understand that.
Is that allegedly or is that confirmed?
Yes, allegedly. Everything.
Okay, I wasn't quite sure. I missed that headline.
Diddy got money. Anyway, You have to understand there are bisexual men. There are men that like men and women. So Diddy like everything, okay? So like I said, recently she's been getting a lot of shit because she basically is his mistress, and she made a line in a recent song that basically she is getting paid from her pussy, and y'all mad about it. And then Suki, most recently, you know, there was a big to-do about that YK, I forget that nigga name. YK, or I forgot the
Melly YKG Melly, whatever.
Yeah, whatever that his fucking name is. Because he kissed her without her permission and she was violated. And people were saying that it's okay because of the way she portrays herself. So she talks about her pussy and that it's so good, and you know, fucking niggas for money and sucking dick and all of that. Thank you, Carolyn. YK Osiris, whoever the fuck that's supposed to be.
He just walked up there and kissed her.
Yeah.
No, that all she do. Okay.
Like they had an exchange. They had an exchange before, you know, and she was flirting with him a little bit or whatever, and he took it upon himself to force a kiss on her. So, do y'all think that because a woman portrays herself in a certain way that it is okay? Like, is realistically speaking, like, yes, we know that you should be able to walk down the street naked and nobody put their hands on you, right?
In a perfect world.
In a perfect world. But they're saying because of her lyrics, her song lyrics, and the things she does on social media, you know, she was letting a nigga walk her like a dog on a leash. Like, she's inviting these things, and that we shouldn't be shocked when people treat you the way that you portray yourself.
I agree. I mean, I want to bring up the Dave Chapelle line. Just because I dress this way does not make me a whore. Well, you're wearing a whore outfit, I'll say that.
So, are you saying that people are going to treat you a certain way because of the way she's dressed?
Yeah, the way that you portray yourself is how people are going to treat you.
So
that's why your parents always say, "Hey, always carry yourself with respect and, you know, in high regard, because it will follow you."
I get it, but that's not always true. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Like, but people can be dressed fucking proper, buttoned up, and they still get touched and raped and molested. So I don't agree that you have like only people that get touched
not across the board.
Huh?
Yeah, not across the board, but in circles, you are like, hey, this person is of, you know, high esteem or whatever. But
I'm sorry, Carolyn said, here come the people to arrest y'all. Listen, Carolyn, after this episode, I need to be nervous.
I don't see none of these comments.
Tiffany Ann says Suki is nasty. Rockstar said, I wouldn't even let her drink off my straw. Why would he do that? Oh, Lord, no. But most of the women are saying that no, it's not okay. And Rockstar said,
it's my job.
Rockstar don't want me to talk to her no more. I don't know what I said. What did I say?
That's her job.
That was so
That's
wrong.
Her job. But that's her job. Her job is her persona. This is her entertainment job. My job is to portray myself a certain type of way. I get paid for it. This is my pay. You know, when I get off work or whatever I'm doing, I'm not. You have to ask me consent. I thought that was a big thing right now. Like consent. Ask for consent. Can I kiss you? Whatever.
But you fucked him already. So like,
that's disgusting. Ew. I don't know where your mouth.
He might have thought that you might have. You know his mom, but I mean, he might have thought that we had something and I can kiss you because you just sucked my dick 24 hours before.
He did, but no, she never sucked his dick. She never.
He fucked him, right?
No.
It's not like a ex. That's what I'm saying. This seems like a situation.
It's like I'm flirting with you, and I'm like, yeah, nigga, I suck your dick. Like, you know, I'll deep throat it, I'll spit all on it, boo, 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 and then you just take it upon yourself to come over to me and like.
That's misleading.
It's not.
You can't talk that shit and then I make a move and you be mad at me. Hell no.
All right, so that's a different situation. We're talking about fucking right now. You know what I'm saying? So I'm assuming we about to be about this. I don't know. This is a weird situation. It's all about context. I thought you meant like they was at the same place and he just was like, I heard what you were saying on your record. I'm gonna kiss you. Like that's weird. That's fucking ridiculous. You invade my space. But you're saying they had like a like they was talking like, oh bitch, I suck your dick right now, and it's like, all right, well, what's up? Then that's different because I feel like she let him on, but like she was like, this about to happen right now, and he kind of took
very
it.
misleading.
She didn't say she would do it right then.
So what? It's
But I'm
misleading.
saying, if we're having a conversation, and I'm basically saying like, yo, right, we fitting the fuck, you know. I feel like that is kind of invitation to say like, okay, so I can move in. You're
in a public space, and let's be for real. Niggas talk shit, and if a nigga's talking shit to me, and I'll be like, what, man? If I fucked you, you be paying on my bills or something, like my pussy good, blah 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 blah. That don't mean come over there and touch me. That don't mean come over there and touch me.
In the same regard,
shit, the same way niggas talk shit. Men
and act like you're a virgin.
Men do that to women all the time. Men do that to women all the time. They be like, my dick's so good. You be looking for me in the daylight with a flashlight. Men say, do that mean I come over there and I pull your dick out? Like,
it's very inviting though.
The difference is, if you did that, they wouldn't be mad. You know, that's the difference. They wouldn't be like, oh, you touched me.
That's not necessarily true. Because remember, I think was it Busta Rhymes that the girl smacked him in the ass and he threw something on her?
Oh yeah, I saw that.
That was different.
He was minding his own business.
One day he just walked past and he just hit his ass, right? It wasn't like they was talking.
That's not the point. The point is,
if
I'm talking shit, don't mean come touch me.
Right, but they wasn't talking shit. They wasn't having a conversation. She did that shit on some weird, like, I was not aware shit. You know, this situation is more like we're in a sexual conversation of shit we about to do. And yes, she could have definitely been like, yo, what is you doing? Or something like that. And all right.
She did. And if you see the video, she did. She pulled away. And she was like, the fuck is you doing?
Okay.
And
so that's different.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, it was actual like force, like bitch, no, come here. Okay.
Yes.
See, I didn't see the video. I don't know what you talk. You know, I'm going off. You know how you present.
Yeah. She definitely pulled away. Like, what are you doing?
Oh well, then that's wrong.
I'm sure
that's
if she wasn't on the show, she wouldn't care. But whatever.
You think that she wouldn't care?
I thought it was behind doors. It'd been a whole different situation.
It was a show, or was it at a club or something?
No, it was like
an podcast thing.
It was a podcast. Like there was other people there. And do y'all think that the men there should have intervened?
Niggas, people don't intervene. They don't do that. So no, I don't expect them to intervene. I don't expect anyone to intervene.
What was done. I don't know how you intervene after that.
So
I don't expect
if you saw a woman pulling away and like they did not want to be touching, you're literally sitting right next to them. You wouldn't say anything at all.
I mean,
I'm chivalrous as fuck. So yeah,
it depends on the person, but I would never.
Chivalrous as a motherfucker.
I just say your comments don't be matching. You just said that the way she portrayed herself, that it invites this type of behavior.
Well, I mean, if I'm not eavesdropping, I'll see, oh, what the fuck you doing? Then I'll say something. But if I know them, like, oh, she's known to be promiscuous, then I'm not gonna say anything.
Then that's a question.
I don't know if that's like a women and men thing though, but I definitely feel like
she get down that way. So I mean, she's grown up to say no or ask for a bag, whatever the fuck she do.
Okay, so you're saying that, but how Siren just presented it was he tried to kiss her and she backed off and he continued to try to kiss her. That's different. Even though she is somebody that it maybe be promiscuous, she's saying no right now. She's like, ew, what's going on? You wouldn't intervene with that?
After the second go around of like, no, if she said, "Ew, chill," and I'd be like, "Yeah, yo, fuck you doing?"
Right, that's what I'm saying. I think everything depends on perspective and what's happening. Because me as a person, I would never expect nobody to walk and save my life. So that's not something that I would ever expect. I already would be in the mindset like I gotta protect myself or whatever. Like I would never sit there and be like somebody around me should have stepped in. I don't think that's ever a thing. Like I don't think
a lot of time in bar situations like, oh, this dude's like coming at this chick and she's like not flowing it and.
The only time I would step in is like if that's my friend or like somebody that I care about or I know or something like that. Of course, then I'll be like, yo, back up. Like, what are you doing? Like, it's something different. It's different too, depending on the situation. But in this single situation, I would know like, yo, she don't want to be talked to. Like, what's going on? But if I was her, I would not expect anyone to come save me or protect me or try to intervene. That's not ever what I think people do in real life. I just don't. I don't think a lot of people do that.
Big
and that's like way too much true crime. People don't be stepping in. Like they let shit happen.
Big Group said, realistically speaking, no, it's not okay, but it is also a reason why I'm selective who I hang around. Meaning, if you portray yourself a certain way that I don't agree with, I won't hang around you. Secondly, I do not want to be confused. Don't do friendly flirt and bullshit. You flirt with me, I'm shooting my shot. I mean, shooting your shot and trying to take a kiss is two completely different things. Carolyn said, well, Carisha and take that from Osiris. She's a city girl who's supposed to like scammers and fucking for money and Birkins. Jess said, there's a video of Suki pulling the pants down of an unwilling man. Isn't that the same thing? That is exactly the same thing, Jessica. It is.
That's assault.
And it's wrong. It's wrong. It's wrong either way. Like whether the woman or not.
All consider assault regardless. You're touching me without my consent or my go ahead. So it's all considered assault. You trying to kiss me, you trying to touch me, regardless of what we're saying out of our mouth, it's considered assault. So she's wrong for he's wrong for trying to kiss her.
Facebook user said, then comes consent once you agree to speak on the same level of that state, right? I don't think so, because there's such a thing as shooting the shit, and like we're black. Like Facebook user, I'm going to assume that you're black. We know when somebody is just talking shit. So if you talking about your dick and what you do to me, and I'm talking about, you know, my pussy and how good my pussy is or whatever, that does not actually mean I want to fuck you. Like, you talking shit, I'm talking shit. Now, if you want to take it,
well, that also goes with entertaining the shit, though.
That's it. That don't mean come over here.
No, that's entertaining the shit, though. Like, if you don't want to be in that type of situation, then don't talk that way with that person. Like, don't master energy and then expect that energy to come back to you. Some people are like that, though.
I get some people are like that. They do that.
Right.
Even if
don't
they
flirt with somebody you're not even attracted to, and that's the first thing what these hoes be doing out here. They be flirting with people you're not attracted to.
But after all that shit talking, should be a little bit of like a rapport where it's all right, so is we going? Is we out? What we doing? You know, like it should be something that say, okay, we're both on the same page and we're going to do this. Not just, all right, well, let me just grab a titty. You know, it should be something that happens before the actual like touching and shit. Like, all right, so is we going to the, you know what I'm saying, come to my car, we going to the place, what we doing? But some people don't.
It's a tip for the men.
It's a lot. Let me read this comment really quick. Curtis says, Suki may not be in the right in the past, but that is irrelevant to that particular situation. Suki had the right to revoke consent at any moment, and once she said no out loud, that was it. All of them was wrong who didn't it. And I would agree with that.
I'm with that.
And I also can be a realist, right? I'm not saying now, no matter what, he definitely is wrong for what he did, no matter what. I also, as a woman, there are certain things that I know as a woman. We want men to be better, but I'm also realistic in knowing that men ain't shit. And I mean that generally, not individually. Men are not fucking shit, and they are not taught to respect women. So when I come out the house a certain way, if I do certain things, I am mindful of that. I chose to come out the house like this, and I know the attention that's going to come along with it. There are certain things that I do that I understand the attention that I am inviting to myself when I do that, which is one of the lessons, right, that I'll teach my daughter. When you do this, I need you to be ready for what comes with it. Not saying that is right, but it is what the fuck it is. It is what the fuck it is. The same way, like, if you're black and you are interacting with white people in a certain area, there's certain things that you need to do. And I'm not saying that is right and that you should have to do it, but this is the reality that we live in. So there's a fine line that you have to walk between, yes, I should be allowed to do this thing and be this way and be safe, but also let's not be fucking delusional like the people on the Titan, okay?
Yeah, that part.
Let's not fucking be delusional and think that we're going to be completely unscathed when we walk out the house like this. And you got just pasties on, and like we think that nobody's going to catcall or do anything or even try to touch you.
Right.
If you walk in the lion's den with a meat dress, it's your right, but know your surrounding. Yes, 100%.
Very much.
So I do need women to understand that. You know, Tiffany and exactly understand you had a right to do you, however, there are consequences for all of our actions. Yes. Also, fucking men do better. Like, yeah, and this is what I don't and I'm gonna say this because this has been on my mind. Men, why y'all act like y'all never seen titties and ass before?
Because we haven't.
Y'all have. Y'all see titties.
I mean, we haven't seen yours, so I guess we go that way.
A titty is I'm sorry. Yes, there's variations on titties.
I've seen titties, but I haven't seen them titties.
There's variations on titties, but most titties is basic. There's a little fleshy meat, there's an areola, and there's a fucking nipple. Why y'all be acting like y'all never seen that shit before?
Biology is
because all titties ain't the same.
I like titties.
Yeah, impulse control issues. Some that their whole life is to fuck bitches. That's it. That's their whole biological imperative is to put their dick in shit.
Right.
Literally, that's it. Reproduce. Come. That's it.
Logic said yes. Boo talk. They talk. I'm a whole pansexual woman. I am attracted to women. I think that the female form is beautiful. But
you're not a
that's what I'm saying. I don't get it. So like I have an
attraction. I'm telling you.
Like why y'all fucking common sense? Y'all be so excited over some fucking titties. Y'all be ready to mess up your whole. Y'all be ready to mess up your whole happy home over some
family career. All that shit.
It's still a fucking titty. It's just a titty. That's it.
But how great is the titty though?
The titty you got at home might be great, and then it's another pair of great titties, but the titties is attached to a person, and so then
they don't care about the person. They got a vagina and a titty. I don't the person. Fuck the person here. She's just there to hold the titty and the vagina. That's the reason it's attached to a person. That's it. They don't care about that.
So
that's all the body's good for is holding the other part.
Vagina and titties. I don't care about the rest. They don't even got to look you in the face. Put my dick in there. That's it. They penis something to go into, and that's their whole life's mission is to put their dick in shit. That's it.
Facebook user says some men are taught respect towards women. I can speak for myself, even though it's not like that these days. But it's not just men. A lot of women ain't shit either, and wasn't taught to respect men, let alone themselves nowadays. I mean, that
women got
correct, but also you got to look at the power dynamic, right? You know what I'm saying? Disproportionately, men are in the position of power, so it's like a little bit different. It's a little bit different, but I get what you're saying. And women, a lot of women do not respect themselves for a number of reasons. That's a whole nother show. We could dive into why women don't respect themselves nowadays. They don't have a father figure. They see these bitches on Instagram getting money, and men will mess up. Like I just said, they fucking happy home for a bitch with a BBL. Like, I mean, there's a number of reasons that we could get into, but this is not that show. Curtis says, do you ask grizzly bears why they like salmon? There ain't no answer. We love titties. That's it. Ninjas love chicken and watermelon. Not all black people like chicken and watermelon. White people don't like money to risk their life.
But I love me some titties though. Titties.
Men, wait a minute, I went too far, too fast. Men are wired different, something us women just can't understand. I mean, I be trying, and I have a lot of male energy, so there's certain things that I understand, but I never understand, like, you can't wave a dick around, and I dumb. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, I mean, like, but each titty is a new adventure.
Carolyn said, I was at the party and people consented to touch my titties. That was nice and respectful.
That's my party.
Yes, I know. We
my party.
Curtis said, and we thank you. Dicks are ugly. That you a lie. Lies and cheese fries. Let me tell you something. There are some people who have immaculate, beautiful, magnificent penises. Okay, there's some photogenic. There's some photogenic penises.
Fuck you.
You say you never seen an unattractive pussy? I don't know about all that. I love a good penis, honey. The shape of the head, you know, that matters. There's some beautifully shaped heads on a penis. Some have the veins in the right places, the coloration. Yeah, some people have beautiful
got shit on my silhouette though.
Some people, Lord Jesus, you trying to put your silhouette up there, child?
Nah.
Oh, let me see if we can sneak in. Can we sneak in one more thing before we have to go? Let's do. What do we think about men that think that women don't want to date the nice guy? Because I hear that all the time, especially because I'm a nerd. And then here go Curtis describing something from memory, huh? Genocide Circus is just a penis. I mean, in theory, it's just a penis. And then once we put the motion after it, yeah. Big Rooster, it ain't enough time to talk about the nice guy topic. I'm just saying, being that I'm a nerd and in nerd circles, and black nerds specifically, they say that women do not want the nice guy, but once they get pregnant and they lose some of their beauty and stuff, then all of a sudden they like
Tiffany comment on the screen, please.
Tiffany's?
Yeah, put it on.
Tiffany Ann.
Tiffany Ann. Dennis. Miss Dennis. On the screen, please. Hashtag the word adore. Adore only gets you so far.
He's saying that word adore shows how she really feels about nice guys. That's the interesting.
Adore don't get you fucked. Adore don't get you pussy. Adore gets you a gift card in a friend zone. Fuck that shit. Keep that adore shit.
You said nice guys only win if they have money. That's interesting. So let's go ahead.
I think only nice guys win when women are done with their
whole
bad boy.
That's the phrase. Nice guys finish last.
Once they realize the bad boy is really bad, then they'll be like, all right, I'm ready for a nice guy because niggas ain't shit. I think that's when they end up wanting a nice guy.
But can't the same thing be
not everybody, but some people.
But can't the same thing be said in reverse? Men like to go with the BBL.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with that. But no one ever talks about that. No one talks about the fact they got to go through the same thing. They make it seem like this is an anomaly. Y'all only want the nice guys. Y'all only want the fucked up niggas.
I love me a good girl. What? I don't have time for all that emotional baggage and shit.
And when we do this, everybody who don't know, that means allegedly.
That's cap. I love me a good girl.
You ain't never fucked no hoes. You wasn't with no hoes in your younger days.
No, never.
This nigga lying.
Wait a minute. So you ain't never every female you've been with was a good girl that you was in a relationship with. You never just had a whole you was just fucking bitches.
I've only been in relationships with good girls. Because that's the one I go after.
So you only been in a relationship with good girls, but you never fucked the hoes?
Oh, I did, but I wasn't looking for a relationship with them. That's different.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, we keep the good girls and we fuck the hoes.
When y'all are 30 age, just go out there fucking whatever, and it's no big deal. And then when y'all ready to settle down, y'all want a nice, wholesome woman, right? It's the same thing, other way around.
Well, that's a process. Like we look for the good girl, and until the good girl comes, we got to go through all the hoes.
So you don't think women do the same thing?
Why the other way around?
Y'all look for him after your guys are tired.
You
don't instantly go beeline to the nice guy because the nice guy's always been waiting for you. There ain't no nice girl waiting for you.
That's lies and cheese fries. I've never.
Get the fuck out of here.
I have not. First of all, just don't be shady. I never purposely go look for the bad. Purposely look for the bad guy. I've never done that. I'm never that's what I want. Absolutely
you
not.
Are now you only attracted to the certain type of niggas.
What's the
You
type
only
of people I'm
attracted
attracted to?
You only get in relationships with the ones that's a little crazy, a little something wrong with them. You go see her live on the TV, on
You
the
could be a nice guy.
on the live.
You could be a nice guy and be crazy though.
You don't fuck with those nice guys though. The nice guys you fuck with, you do not take them serious. You'll sit there and be like, I ain't never gonna be with them. You like a toxic person.
Yes. Whoa.
You are attracted to the toxic. Okay.
Here's my thing. You gotta be able to deal with my shit, is what I'm saying. I don't.
My headset died. I was.
You gotta be able to deal with my shit. That's all I'm saying. I don't want to bring you down. Like also in the past, I had a little problem. I was a cheater. You know, I was known to step out. So it didn't matter whether they was a nice guy or not. I was cheating on them. I do not make nice guys cry. What are you talking about? Where are y'all getting this information from?
You sure do. You know.
Big Root said, I could say black women find a responsible, monogamous-minded man who actually will court them as opposed to taking them to Burger King and expect them to get in the backseat for some car play, boring and undesirable. Let us not pretend that this is not the case. Don't do it. Anyway, the responsible man only appears the most appealing to women who had children by men who are the antithesis of him and now require and desire a responsible father figure to step up.
I agree. I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with that though.
I disagree.
It is. I have been around people that you do end up having kids and with toxic people that you've been around. Like it's weird. I don't know if it's just a certain stage in your life. I do think we go through different things, but I do know people that always had the kids about some toxic niggas, and it gets to the point where I don't want that toxic nigga no more. You know what I'm saying? I gotta find a good person now. And I think it does have something to do with children and stability at that point in your life.
No, I'm gonna give you a good motherfucking example is the why that's not true. I 100% had my son with the nice guy. I had my son. It was planned. It wasn't like I just popped up pregnant. We planned it with the nice guy that everyone said he's a good man, Savannah. He's a good man. I didn't want no more kids. I didn't want any more children. And everybody said, he's a good man. He's helping you with your other child. And he's got a good job. And he's a good guy. And you normally be with the bad guys. So now you're with the good guy. And the good guy wants a baby. You should get that good guy a baby. So what did I do? I gave the good guy a baby. And that motherfucker wasn't shit.
Sounds like bitterness to me.
Do not fucking tell me that I always go with it. That's not true. I was with the guy that everybody said he was good, and everybody around me said he was good.
He wasn't good.
Was it good to you?
No, I didn't know. I said, y'all right. And they shamed me. Now I love my son. They did ask. They did. I love my son. I love my son to death. Best thing ever happened to me. But he was what everyone would have said was the good guy. So that's not always true. That's not always true. And it's not fair for people to put that on black women because that's not a fact. And I know
he wasn't a good guy.
I'm sorry.
He just wasn't a good guy though. You know what I'm saying? Like he wasn't a good guy.
He was a good guy in sheep's clothing, and that's my point. Like everyone that says that they're a good guy is not a fucking good guy. Like, you know what I'm saying? People see things on paper and say that's a good man, but they don't really know the character of that person. It's just on paper that he's the good guy. Curtis says, as a self-professed problem, I warn people and point good women to good guys. They never listen. Are you doing a matchmaking service? How may we partake in it? Please let me know. Genocide Circus said, what the fuck counts as a good girl? Big Roo said, I can't speak what other men want. I crave a woman that has common sense, admiration of herself, and respect. Give me the nice woman, good girl, or whatever she calls herself.
I'm doing fucking book stories this whole time.
I respect I never fucked the hoes because I enjoyed and still enjoy knowing I don't have to worry about bumps popping up around my mouth or below my waist. I'm good being selective, just as I hope women should be selective. But as stated, most look for the nice guy when they're tired. I would be interested to know whether you are married or in a relationship, big group. Curtis said, you are the exception. Not you're an anomaly. You don't count, boo. Okay, I guess. I guess.
You don't count, boo.
I guess. Curtis said, yes, you do. You love toxic motherfuckers. I know. Might that be because you're a toxic motherfucker? Facebook users say guys can't determine if they really want a good girl because a good girl can go bad at any time they want. But on the other way around, a woman can choose if she wants a good guy or a badass whenever she wants. Us men can only get what we want by trying our hardest. Women can get whatever they feel is appropriate to them. Groot ain't read me for fucking filth. Just because he worked for CPS. Carolyn said, usually if I date nice guys, they get the balls to cheat on me. No lies. Now everybody wants him. He wasn't a good man. He was a good liar. Bro, you proving my point. You a toxic crusader.
Toxic crusader.
Then we got video links in the chat. Lord have mercy. Big Root is, listen, we won't have to have Big Root on because he got a lot to say.
You sure do.
Which I appreciate, and I'm glad that you came back from last week, Big Groot. I'm gonna say this: people are people, right? And I hate this division because there's toxic women and there's toxic men, like on both sides. I have equally seen good ass fucking women be with these fucking bums that are no fucking good.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen good women, bad women be with bums. It's like you see, I've seen all of it. I've seen every variation that you can think of. I see a lot of men that don't appreciate a good woman. She got a job. She don't have no kids, or maybe she does have a kid, but she got a good relationship with the baby father. She don't
every Tyler Perry movie.
Cook and we ain't talking about Tyler Perry movie. We talking about in real life. She cooks, she clean, or whatever. And they don't fucking appreciate it. So the same way that y'all say we don't appreciate a good guy is the same fucking thing. It's the same fucking thing. Like I don't think it's one more than the other. I think that people don't realize, what do I always say? People don't realize the attachment styles. So whatever fucking trauma you got in your past, in your childhood, it makes you attracted to certain things. That's it. It's really that simple. No more, no less. We get into all these diatribes and these paragraphs about why women only want a certain thing and it's after they had kids. No. It really is the way you attach to people, your attachment style. And as you age, your attachment style very well may change. So yes, the man I'm attracted to when I am 21 is not going to be the man I'm attracted to when I'm 41. That's not somebody saying, oh, now I'm tired. That is fucking age. You learn and you grow and you hit experiences and you learn what you don't want. That's all. That's all it is. So I hate when people do that because it's really... It is not like that at all. I would hope that as you age and grow, you learn lessons and you be like, you know what? I did some dumb shit when I was younger. How about we don't do that no more? If you still picking the same bum ass niggas when you 50 that you was picking when you was 25, you have had no growth at all. No personal development. You have learned no lessons. It ain't because you're tired. And that goes for men and women. That's about it. Oh, look, he said I got on another. So Big Root said I got on another soapbox. We not jumping down your throat. We not jumping down your throat. Curtis, your comment is blank and it probably should be. So y'all, I think that the cancel show was a success. Now I'm a little scared to put clips out of this show.
Probably not be bad.
Well, I'm gonna do it. Because one thing if I said I'm gonna stand in it. So, and if I am wrong, I am okay with being educated on it. Facebook user said childhood trauma shouldn't determine your adult ways. It may help with decision making, but then it becomes an excuse when it comes around. Grow up, do, and be better. Facebook user, that's not the way that psychology works, though.
You are because of your childhood.
Yeah, everything that you are, who you become as an adult, is directly from your childhood. Now, are you supposed to take accountability? And when you realize that you are making bad choices based on that trauma, yes, you are. But we're human. You got to learn it. You got to go through that process. It's not going to, you're just not going to be like, you know what? Right away, I know I'm doing this shit because of my trauma and I'm going to stop doing it tomorrow. I wish it worked that way, but it does not. Rockstar said we not having no show next week. If y'all came back from last week, I appreciate y'all. I hope y'all come back again. If it was your first time here, I appreciate y'all. Please come back or next week. The week after this, I should say. I still had a bunch of cancel topics, so we probably will do a part 2 to the cancel show. I appreciate everyone. If anyone gave us stars and I didn't notice it, thank you. We need all the contributions, especially because we might not have no more shows after the clips go out and people get enraged and cancel us. If you missed last week's episode, which was the pussy episode, okay, please go back and watch the replay. You can watch all of our replays on all Head Nerds in Charge platforms. Okay, you can catch all of season 2, and you can catch season 1, The Unicorns Running Wild. You can find us on Twitch. You can find us on YouTube. We have 5 million Facebook pages, so check us out on all of them. If you're not following Head Nerds in Charge, I need you to go ahead and follow them on all their platforms. Also, follow Unicorn Straight No Chaser. Carty, can you tell the people where they can find your light skinned ass?
You can find my light skinned ass at the Carty Experience on Instagram and at Beijing on Twitter. So catch me there. Send all your hate mail to the Carty Experience. So, slide my DMs with the hate.
Hate. Also, Tokyo, please tell the people where they can find your beautiful ass.
You can find me at Tokyo_Tequila with an H on Instagram and Tokyo T on Facebook.
Also, additionally, if y'all are going to BlurredCon this year, I need y'all to head on over to headnerdsincharge.com. That's www.headnerdsincharge.com. I need y'all to click on events, and I need you to get your tickets to the cuddle party. If you don't know what a cuddle party is, I promise you that you want to find out. I know for a fact that, no, we sold out already? Okay, well, please don't fret. Even though we are sold out, there is a waiting list, okay? So put your name on the waiting list in case spots open up. So if you're going to be at BlurredCon, please put your name on that waiting list for the cuddle party. I can't tell you all the ins and outs. Just know that it's a good time, all right? I know that Carty will be at BlurredCon floating around. Nerds in Charge will be floating around. You might see me, a wild unicorn, floating around. So make sure that you go ahead and get on that waiting list. Also, there's other events that are going to be coming up that you are going to want to partake in. The Virgo pool party is coming up, and you definitely don't want to miss that, as well as a number of other things that we have that we are cooking up behind the scenes. Make sure y'all come back here every goddamn Thursday for shenanigans and debauchery. I need you to roll up, bring your bongs, all of that stuff, okay? In the meantime, we're going to let y'all go because we have someone on after us. Not no other wig parties to go to at BlurredCon. Don't be shady in the comments now. Y'all can stay on for Ren's Red Room after us. But like I said, please watch the replays of Unicorns, and we will see you next Thursday. In the meantime, go ahead and be offensive.
At your own risk.
Y'all have a good night.
Later.